I said it myself, I think this is a game that we would lose, and I didn't see this result. 4-3 last-minute winner in extra time for United. Not a bad way to win, and a great moment for Diallo. Announce himself and give United hope for the rest of the season, scoring, obviously, the last-minute goal. Potentially winning a trophy after an abysmal season by United standards, with top four looking shaky, and even had discussions with a friend that supports Manchester United. He actually watches the same content that I watch as well, which we sort of have. Obviously, we support different teams, but we think alike in terms of the content that we watch. But even he said he doesn't know if he should be happy or angry at this result, because he's happy that they won, but he's upset that they had to shithouse their way to another win, because they've seen United collapse after being ahead 3-1 to Copenhagen, and obviously the Galatasaray game and the Bayern Munich's as well. So there probably is some merit to that, but overall, we got knocked out by a last-minute goal in extra time. Now, I could have sworn Mark Goldbridge this morning had a video that was titled Man United Destroy Liverpool, which has since been changed to Man United Destroy Liverpool Cup Dream, and even the comments point out there were some changes involved. This one here in particular says it a few times, but it says destroy is an overstatement, more like defeat or beat. And then people are saying you didn't actually read the title, you're an idiot, you're this and that. It says he was before the title was changed, and it said hilarious that no one knows that the title changed. Very easy for people to change titles and descriptions and everything else in between thumbnails. And you would be none the wiser. There's no feature that lets you know that things were changed, no indication. So you could say Manchester United smack up Liverpool and then have it changed to Manchester United narrowly defeat Liverpool, and no one would know what the hell happened. Another one here saying destroy is crazy. And then a lot of people again saying you read the title, United destroyed the FA Cup ambitions, not saying they destroyed Liverpool, absolute spoon. And then his response was he changed the title. So Goldbridge doing some extra bits and pieces to sensationalize videos and clickbaity titles. And speaking of clickbaity titles, Terry from the Football Terrace, someone whose content I watch in the morning, I associate with people that are on his panels as well. And even he says, embarrassed, hold that. Now, if I just want to go over to the actual video itself, you can see here that he's actually put on there, embarrassed, hold that with exclamation marks. And I'm thinking, is it embarrassing for Liverpool not to beat United at Old Trafford? It wasn't a 3-0 drubbing. We scored goals. It's like the measurements with these United fans is crazy, because this is just one game, and it was in extra time, last minute of extra time as well, 121st minute, not within 90 minutes. And if it was within 90 minutes, I'd probably say you may have a point. But Terry has been saying how poor this United team is, how he wants Ten Hag out, the new changes with Ineos coming in and Jim Ratcliffe, and how they're going to make changes and we're going after different players. And he's been doing the most for Arsenal fans, but then he wants to bang his chest over this Man United win, which I understand, but I mean, people are seeing the hypocrisy in this, and he's going to play a semantic game, because that's what he does. He can never be wrong. It's always, you misunderstood, this is what I meant, this is the terms I'm using, you're just not getting it. Don't worry about doing this Arsenal prop, just be a United fan for your channel, because that's what you are. Don't worry about doing props for Arsenal or anyone else in between, I should say, because he's just doing way too much. And look, even Hassan was right when he came on the stream with Staffy and Terry was saying, United are a crap team, Liverpool are much better. And Hassan was saying, look, this is a derby regardless. Doesn't matter where you're on the table. When we were doing absolute shithouse, we were still giving United games, because form goes out the window in this instance here. So it's just one thing that I noted and I pinpointed out from Terry, and even a few United friends of mine also pointed it out as well. Now, I've also seen some people say Liverpool bottle it, which you can arguably say it's true if we were expected to win, but that would depend on how confident you were that Liverpool would win this match to begin with. Some celebrated it as the end of the quad, Liverpool humbled, bottle jobs, it's over, etc. And they all needed to be happy over someone's failures. That's a sad state to be in when you're celebrating the loss of a team in a competition, and that's what you're happy about. But the rivals are a bit of a sad bunch. United fans and rivals needed this, if only to stop Liverpool's four trophy challenge at that point. They needed this to feel some kind of happiness and hope for Liverpool to drop. They needed this to keep their season alive. They've been United fans. And to win the cup if they're in it. So stopping Liverpool is an added bonus for United fans. And no one wants us to win on anything because I get it. We're rival fans. But United fans coming with all this chest of, you thought you'd get a win here, you only have a League Cup, who do you think you are, etc., etc. But they've been average at home. I think in the league they've had 8 home games and lost 5 times. Obviously, cup competition is a little bit different, so you say it's a different kettle of fish, and which is probably why they played a different way. But to say that they are much better at home or knew that they were going to beat Liverpool, I think is a bit of a stretch because they lost to the likes of Bournemouth 3-0 or could have been 4-0, whatever it was. And the cup competitions are different, but acting like you knew you were going to win is a bit mad for me. And a lot of post-match streams that I've seen has been nothing but banter and dunking on and clowning on one another, which is such a waste when they're doing 90% of banter and 10% of actual match reaction when they could be having some proper conversations with banter in between. And I hate these internet point roasts from rival fans, and it's just who can dunk on who the most and cook and all that sort of shit. And some people who won't even show their face after a loss from their own team have been on streams wanting to throw down and clown on Liverpool, even though they got knocked out by Liverpool earlier on in the round. So it's a bit funny to me, but I've been in this position before where we were average, as I mentioned, and we were crap. We had David and Gog up front, scoring goals against United, playing at Anfield in the league, you know what I mean? When United were still challenging for the trophies and finishing first and second in the Prem, we were somewhere between 4th and 6th. I get that. But we still wanted to beat United just to say we got one over them, and stopping them from winning something is always an added bonus. So I can understand why United fans feel this way, but be honest at least and admit there was a party that was shitting bricks for this game. Now, the game was never going to be easy. Anyone who said this was an easy win for Liverpool, I think is living on hopium and thinking that they're just going to go into Old Trafford and waltz their way through. Which even I said in my previous video where I was looking at the lead up to the game some days ago that even I thought this was going to be a loss for Liverpool, and it turned out to be such a loss. But it was a classic FA Cup match, one for the ages, and Liverpool still have not won at Old Trafford in the FA Cup in something like 11 attempts or something to that effect. It's something ridiculous, absolute madness. And before the match, United fans were saying it was going to be a Liverpool win, as I alluded to earlier on with Hassam and all that. Yeah, saying Liverpool will win, United are crap. Are the ones, they're the ones that should be bantered effectively. The Liverpool fans who thought that they were going to actually win. And in my opinion, anyone who recognizes that this was not going to be an easy match against United is not deluded and a reasonable person. But just to mention the game itself, 4-3, Maino getting all this talk about Kobe Maino, Amad Diallo getting a red card for taking off his jersey and celebrating the winning match, which I think is a bit harsh, but those are the rules, unfortunately. And it was a topsy-turvy game. It's a derby. No matter how good either team are, no matter how poor the other team is, it's always a big match, and form does go out the window. United go 1-up through McTominay in the 10th minute, and then we make it 2-1 in quick succession with McAllister and Salah. Goes into half-time. And then we have a myriad of chances to actually score some goals and make something of this game. We took no chances whatsoever. We even had a 5-on-2 attack at one point, and not a fucking shot was had on target. That really fucking pissed me off. You got 5 attackers and 2 defenders from United. You delay. You pass it right to Elliott, who then tries to cut back onto his left and pass it forward, and he gets cut out. What the fuck were they doing in this moment? The 78th minute, whatever it was. Absolute fucking dog's balls this attack was. Absolutely shit me. And then, of course, Anthony scores in the 87th minute because United took their chances when it mattered. United took their chances. Now, Ten Hag will be buzzed with this, as will the team and the fans for the result and the occasion. Even after putting Bruno and Anthony in their back line, because they had no defenders, bar 2. I think they had, was it Maguire and Lindelof, I think it was, were the only defenders on the pitch at one point. He came off, I think it wasn't Lindelof, it was, who came on for him? Maguire. It was Maguire and Delo, I think. They were the only defenders on the pitch at that point. Like, damn. No defenders whatsoever, and we could not get anything on target for them, which was absolute bullshit. And But that's how it went. It's actually madness. But Van Dijk was right in one thing. Obviously, after the league game, he said there was only one team that wanted to win, and that was us, and United didn't, and they got the draw. Fair enough. But in this game, I think I heard Van Dijk say something to the effect of they can't sit back at home because the fans wouldn't allow it, or they know they have to play against us, and play they did. As I said, McTominay scored. Then we got two. Anthony equalized in the 87th minute. I mean, fuck Anthony of all people. Like Anthony, like fuck me. Found the bottom right corner, nice little touch, turn. We had two defenders on him. No attempt to play at the ball whatsoever. Obviously, you don't want to give away a penalty, but still a bit of an attack. A block would have been good. Something would have been fucking just do something to stop this guy from taking a shot. But he finds the bottom corner. And again, Rashford in the 112th minute after Elliott had made it 3-2 from deflections, and people can cry about deflections all they want. I don't care. A goal is a goal. It doesn't matter how it goes in. So long as the ball goes over the line and it's a legitimate goal, it is a goal. And the final one being right at the end of extra time. And the fact that it went to extra time as well is a bit of a head scratcher because both teams had many chances to score. If you check the stats here, I mean, look at this. United attacking fronts here, but so much Liverpool attacking intent as well. The possession don't mean shit at the end of the day. I think it was I keep forgetting the manager who said it, but one of the managers said possession means absolutely nothing, and he made the equivocation that you could be talking to a girl the whole night at a bar and get nothing, and then one guy comes in within 5 seconds, picks her up and leaves. That's saying possession means nothing. You can talk to him nonstop, but if you're not actually doing something with it, then it's pointless. So by XG, they had more goals to be scored. We had a little bit less. So on the balance of play, with the big chances they had, with the big chances they missed, and the opportunities they created, they had more to lose in this game, but we had more chances to put this game to bed. We didn't. They ended up scoring at the death, as I've mentioned time and time again. We pissed away many chances, and it is what it is. There's nothing else to say about it. Our forward line let us down in this game, bar Salah. There's not much else to be said. Now, Klopp's head was gone in all this. Klopp's head was absolutely gone. Why would you take off Salah with 15 minutes to play in an FA Cup game? Why? It's a United team, which has not been great recently. Why take off your top player and your main goal-scoring threats? Was he thinking the game was done? And I've heard a lot of people give this criticism of Klopp as well, which many people have. His substitutions have been crap. Sometimes game management has been shit. Lately, it has been good. But in this game, he just seemed like he just did not give a fuck. And if anyone should know, it's Klopp that these games don't finish just because you think they finish. I mean, shit, we've won the most late points in this season. I think with Arsenal, I think maybe 10 goals we've scored or rescued 10 points in injury time, whatever it is. So it's never over until the referee blows for it to be over. He doesn't take Salah off if this is a Premier League game. I'll tell you that now. If this is a Premier League match, he does not take Salah off at Old Trafford or against anybody unless we're up by a clear 2 or 3 goals. So if it was 3-1 for Liverpool, maybe takes him off. If it's 4-2, if it's 4-1, he'll take him off. No problems. Put somebody else on to give him a bit of a break. But the funny thing was, and I've never seen this before, and a lot of people scratching their heads, Klopp says he saw his players tired for the first time this season. I'm sorry, but we've been playing a stupid amount of games since January, since we've been all these competitions, and he's played the same players since January as well. Of course they're going to be tired. They've been fucking run ragged playing 2-3 games a week. Of course they're going to be fucking tired. Like, what even is this? I think he shouldn't have played some players against Sparta Prague. We're already 5-1 up from the first leg. We scored 2 early goals. Cool. Nunez, Gakpo, Salah. Take them off at halftime. Bring somebody else on. He didn't have to play them. He didn't have to play Van Dijk. I still don't know why he played Van Dijk against Sparta Prague when we're 6-1 up in the second leg. We won 11-2 on aggregate. There's no fucking point of him putting these players on to play for no fucking reason, for fitness. Yeah, it was for fitness reasons. And now he's saying the fucking players are tired, and I'm hearing potentially that Nunez came off because he had a bit of a fatigue in his leg, and Diaz came off because he felt something precautionary. So if they're injured again now, well, fuck, everyone's going to point fingers at Klopp, and rightly so, for having played these guys in a dead rubber only 3 fucking days ago. And we're still with our key players. Those who started should have done more. Nunez and Diaz especially. Salah got the goal as the only attacker in our forward line to do so. So I'm pointing my finger at Nunez, Diaz, Gakpo when he come on as well. Elliott, maybe he could have had something else to play. I mean, he did hit that post that would have been different. I mean, if he hits that post and the game finishes 3-2 at the death, if that goes in, game over. Rashford doesn't get his chance thereafter that, because that's not how reality works. Everything would have changed from that moment. I keep referencing the Back to the Future. The timeline gets skewed. You do something, it alternates and changes the course of what had happened. You can't go back and say, well, they would have still won the game, whatever, or equalized. It doesn't work like that. It's a whole new sequence of events. But defensively, allowing Anthony to score that goal is criminal. It's Anthony. He's a fucking meme. Everybody memes on this guy. So Klopp can be criticised for the subs and game management, but what he definitely should be criticised for are his comments and his attitude to the interviewer post-match, and I've had this issue with him in the past as well. He can really be the worst when it comes to being salty and frustrated, which I get. A lot of people saying we're going to miss the Klopp shithousery and the saltiness on the interviewers and post-match and everything else in between, which I get, but he does say dumb and unnecessary things at times, and this was one of them. Yes, the interviewer may have asked a question that pissed him off about fitness and the team's playing too many games. Was extra time a good idea for you? Blah, blah, blah. And then Klopp responding to something like, well, yeah, it's disappointing with that question, but you obviously thought it was good. You're obviously not in the great shape and have no nerves for you. So basically called him unfit as well. But I mean, the guy is at least 50 years old. So he obviously wouldn't be in the best of shape, but he's not going to be able to do what players do. But as a manager, it's your responsibility to not say something stupid, to not embarrass yourself and the club you represent, no matter how annoyed you are, to come at somebody's appearance or their physical capabilities, especially live on air. It was unnecessary and it was fucking stupid from Klopp. And a lot of people now, of course, want to say, well, Klopp's only he's gonna leave Liverpool with only the Mickey Mouse Cup, the League Cup. Well, all I've seen and heard is that Klopp is a dusty failure of a manager because he's won the Mickey Mouse Cup, the League Cup in his last season. Of course, everyone calls it the Mickey Mouse Cup because it's a useless trophy, some would say. But I keep saying, I'd rather finish with a trophy at the end of every season instead of finishing top 4. If I'm not going to finish first, give me silverware. The ultimate game of football is to win silverware. But in his farewell tour, they reckon he'll lose the league as well as the Europa League. I mean, since when has it been a you-must for a manager to win something in their final season? I suppose because it's Klopp and he's challenging and he's gone head-to-head with Pep and now he must do something in his final season. Hardly anyone expected Liverpool to be where they are right now, but now it's become a you-must-do something because Klopp's legacy is trash with having won only one of everything. Now, I will say, arguably, he should definitely have one more Premier League and one more Champions League, but it was not meant to be. 8 finals he took us to. We won 4 of them, won the Champions League, won the FA Cup and 2 League Cups, obviously lost 2 Champions Leagues, lost the Europa and the League Cup in his first season after coming in at the start of the season. 1 Premier League, finishing twice to Man City by a single point, which is frustrating as hell, which is you can never rule these bastards out. 1 Super Cup, 1 Club World Cup, due to us winning the Champions League. I don't count these as major trophies, but they're still trophies, it's still silverware. He had to go toe-to-toe with Guardiola. Guardiola, arguably the best manager of our generation thus far of the new millennium. Some will say Ancelotti's up there. Some would say Zidane. I'm saying Guardiola. He's won everything there is to win everywhere he has gone. I think maybe except Bayern Munich. I don't know if he won the Champions League there, but definitely at Barcelona and also at Man City most recently, of course, as you know. But if it wasn't for Klopp, Guardiola maybe wouldn't have had a rival, and no manager would probably come close to Guardiola and would see City doing mad things in the Premier League, making it a Farmers League. But to finalise this, rivals have been so shameless over this loss because they know we've been valued this season and over the last 5 or 6 years for the most part. Winning silverware, no matter how many times, we still won them. Okay, Klopp still did something great for us Liverpool fans, the club, we will never forget. Now, whilst we still have 2 competitions we're in, I like to have still been in the FA Cup because more trophies means more success, more silverware. It sucks being out of the running to win more trophies, but it is what it is. All this talk from other Liverpool fans about a quadruple and rival fans clowning on us and all that sort of shit, it was nice, but it was also pointless at the same time. It was fun while it lasted, but it was never going to happen. It was never going to be a quadruple, and of course people will discredit it because it's not the main trophies. How dare you call it a quadruple? look, it ain't the official, quadruple of winning Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and League Cup, for example. If it wasn't for the Europa League running, you'd probably say it's a quad, because that's pretty much what you can win. But it is what it is. Rivals want to banter you and laugh, even when you knew it wouldn't last, but that is the nature of football.
End the stream, Dave! End the stream! End it, blood! End